Welcome to Chrysalis Invictus. Today's reading is our great start. Messages of comfort. Okay, so messages of comfort, stability. I'm really calling in an earthy energy here to just make you feel safe and secure, hopefully. So as you can see, I have 3 different piles, and I've chosen 3 really earthy objects to me. So this is the jasper. I don't remember the kind of jasper it is, but that's a jasper, a chunk of jasper. We have the owl candle and the pine cone. All right. So first, before you make your selection, taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. And breathing out through the nose, relaxing the shoulders. Feeling yourself rooted and grounded in this space. I'd like to call in any energies, entities, guides, spirits, ancestors that wish to be here with us today to deliver us messages of comfort, stability, safety, and that we may feel ourselves surrounded in this energy, held in this space. When you're ready to make your selection, I will meet you at your reading. If you chose pile number 1, this is for you. So you have I'll leave this here to help with the energy. This stone, it's earthing, but it's also very creative and generative, and it has this kind of drawing inspiration up from the ancestors and up from the earth, and I find that it's really helpful to have around when I need to research or when I want to get some things done. It's a very inspirational stone. So healing in that way. All right, let's take a look at your cards. We have the 3 of Cups. The card of Power. So this is the Emperor card, Arthur and Guinevere. And the 9 of Cups. This is absolutely a comforting message. What I'm getting here with the 3 of Cups is that you're safe to celebrate right now. You're safe to celebrate because you have discovered, or you have come to a new place with your sense of self and your sense of self-governance and inner light and inner power. This for me feels like you are rooted in yourself in a new way. So healing is always ongoing. So obviously, you may be thinking, okay, well, there's still some things that I need to do or whatever, but this is, you celebrate that you have arrived. There's also a message here for some of you to celebrate that you are, maybe if you've been fixated on a certain person who abuses their power, that you know that you are not that person, that you can never be that person. What I'm getting here is that you are someone who treats people with kindness and respect, or at least tries to. And what's come from this journey, so you have excellent friendships. There could also be a partnership either coming in or that's already existing that feels very safe. Okay, it may not be a forever partnership, but there's someone who is balancing your energy, or it is safe to talk to, is safe to bounce things off of. And this is someone who has a sense of fairness about them. So maybe people go to them for leadership or guidance, but they're fair and they're just. They don't abuse that power. And then with the Nine of Cups, you've created this new emotional space for yourself. Okay, and maybe sometimes you waver, maybe sometimes you fall off, but you've created this love for yourself. And you can see that in the relationships that you have. Or in the relationships that you're starting to form. So if these people haven't come in yet, they're on their way. But it begins here with this Nine of Cups. This is a wish come true. It feels like you're going to be celebrating some kind of promotion or some kind of elevation in the near future. And it just feels really good. It just feels like, if you were to take a holiday right now, you would actually enjoy it. There wouldn't be heavy baggage on your mind. You'd be able to kind of surrender to that. Let's take a look at your oracle card. You have the card of the bat. This is telling me that you've navigated some really hard stuff, some really hard things. And the comforting message of the bat is that you have this sensibility about you that knows how to sense things before they're there. So in the past, situations may have come up. So it's not that certain people or situations aren't going to still come up in your life, but that you will be able to sense them before it gets too late. This is also the comfort of knowing that you know your way through your shadows. I feel like for you, pile number one, you've definitely done a lot of work on yourself, on healing and mending your past. The bat is also a card of good fortune. Okay, so there's good fortune coming in for you that you can celebrate. There'll be maybe new responsibilities, but this is a wish come true. Okay, we're keeping these messages kind of short today. So we have the card resilience. That's what I'm seeing. Stay as strong as evergreen trees. I feel like this is more than telling you to be resilient. It's reminding that you are resilient. You have been through the worst of it. It's time to celebrate, to share yourself with others. Yeah, you're more than on your way. And the card of hope. An idea like a single acorn can start a wondrous forest. There's something that you have been longing for, that you've been wanting to grow, and it's coming. And it feels so calm. Like an unexpected, beautiful day. You know those perfect days that you have where you're just like, I did not plan for that. You can't plan for that. You couldn't plan for this. But you've earned it. And it's coming. Or maybe it's already here. So that's the message that I have for you. Thank you so much for joining. If you'd like to book a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. Take care. If you chose pile number 2, this is your reading. I tried to get this little owl guy propped up for you so you could look at him while I pull your cards. So these are messages of comfort, safety, security. May you feel grounded and rooted and held in this space. We have the 4 of coins, justice, and the Ace of Arrows. An injustice or an imbalance that you've been holding on to. So maybe this is something that, someone wronged you in some sort of way, or someone hurt you, or you've been very vigilant. I feel like you've had to be vigilant. This could be to do with money, with having to, maybe there was some sort of lack. And so you felt nervous to spend your money or to, of where things were going to come from. So you hoarded things in your home. But what I'm seeing here is that justice comes in and sets things right and brings you to a new sense of clarity, a new sense of mental clarity. An understanding. I feel like here there's something to do with partnerships and balance and community and balance, and when to work with others, when to share ideas with others. There's some kind of things it may have been difficult for you to share in the past, to share with others. Maybe you had some collaborative experiences that kind of went wrong. And so you're like, fine, I'll do it myself. But it's almost like you're breaking through to this new stage where it doesn't matter. Like, you can collaborate and be your own sovereign being and not lose yourself to the collaboration or lose yourself to some sort of communal experience. This feels like you being very individual and being very sure of yourself in a way that you haven't been before. If you've been torn between 2 different options, the clarity will come for you in a very clear shot. Like, it'll come for you unexpectedly and seemingly suddenly, but this has been something that's been in the works in the background of your life for quite some time. Some of the injustices that you experienced in the past were built on instability. It may have been that you pursued ideas very quickly and then didn't really have the time or put the time into building the foundation of them. And so that's been part of why things have been unbalanced or why you've been torn in different directions, because there's been that kind of like disrupted root. There's also a vulnerable truth here that I see you heading toward, where you can no longer hold on to the things that are not meant for you. It's interesting because I feel like the card that's not pictured here is the Tower. So this may be the Ace of Arrows is kind of a gentler version of the Tower, but the combination of these energies for me is the Tower. So take comfort that if things fall apart, it's as it's meant to be, because you're going to build a foundation that is balanced and that has a clear vision and clear ideas. Let's take a look at your oracle card. You have the Salmon. The salmon in Celtic mythology, Celtic tradition, it's like the fish of wisdom, and they swim beneath, there's a salmon that swims beneath the hazel tree, which is a tree of wisdom, and eats the hazelnuts, and so imbibes that wisdom. There's wisdom in what you need. When you're listening to your body and when you're listening to the kind of rhythm of your sensuality, there is wisdom in what you need. I feel that you are drawn through, the struggles that you've faced. You've been drawn into difficult situations. You may have felt like you were pushing back against forces that were much greater than yourself. But there's a building wisdom to that. With the two fish here, it reminds me of Pisces as well. So like this kind of flexibility, like you're building a new foundation that has flexibility in it. I don't know enough about construction, but I do feel like that's a thing. Like when they make a suspension bridge, for instance, versus like a bridge that has the pillars, that there's this kind of flexibility to it that's sometimes needed. Sometimes we need that more flexible foundation. And that could have been what was the problem before, that there was something too rigid. When your life doesn't really allow for that. Maybe other people's lives do. But this also, I think of the salmon like swimming upstream. And this is not the salmon swimming upstream. This is the salmon that has laid their eggs, that has made it, that has arrived. And that cycle of struggle is coming to an end. Because I think then the salmon, do they die? I don't know. Leave a comment. Let me know. But that's what I'm getting here, is like, it's like the peace before a death. Again, with the Tower energy, like before something ends, but it's the end of a cycle of struggle and a new beginning. There's this pure, clear energy driving you forward. So we have the card of caution. Tread softly so as not to disturb the woodland floor. I feel like this relates back to the vigilance that I was talking about before. I feel like what is coming in for you is a more balanced period where you don't have to be vigilant. You don't have to overthink everything. You don't have to hold on to things or perceive danger. Like there's a new sense of safety coming in for you. And opportunities. Unfurl like a fern even without warm sunlight. And this is speaking of the growth that you've experienced through these darker times. This opportunity that's created here, this balanced opportunity to begin to generate a new life for yourself, is built on what you've already done. Unfurl like a fern even without warm sunlight. Unfolding. Yeah, there's that flexibility again, that allowing things. With the hypervigilance, it's really hard to just allow things or life to happen. But it's safe to do so. All right, that's what I have for you. I hope this was helpful. If you'd like to book a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. So much love to you. Take care. All right, if you chose pile number 3, this is your reading. So we're going to take a look at these later. But first, we'll look at the tarot cards. We have the card of Awakening, Cupid and Psyche. This is number 19. The card of Oppression, Dido and Aeneas, and the Four of Staves. I feel for you that there are a few things here that are really major shifts that have come in your life. Speaking to major themes in your life. One of them being a tendency to be romantic, to fall in love easily, to then fall out of love just as easily and end up hurt and alone. There's a conflict that has gone on between your head and your heart. It feels like your head says what the heart wants is something that's going to hurt us. Something you're going to be hurt. You have this voice in your head that is always on alert. You're going to get hurt. And you learned not to trust your heart. There may have been a lot of unrequited love in your past, or it may have seemed that way. For some of you, this is a situation where unrequited love turns out to be a divine union. That the love that the other felt for you was just concealed for the moment, for the time. For others of you, this is it's like waking up to a new life. where the difficulties that you were facing before, the storms, if you will, the battles that you were fighting, you see those battles before you even step into them. So, or another analogy is like, with the ship here, like you see the ship, where before you wouldn't see the ship, and the ship represents some kind of danger, or some kind of red flag, some kind of like the ship is sailed with red flags, and you couldn't see the ship before, you couldn't see the flags, and now you're seeing those flags. You're awake to it. I also feel like for some of you, you're awake to a new love. You've been struck. This to me feels like you're struck with love for someone that you knew in the past, like it's caught you by surprise, like you didn't expect it. Maybe they were the ones that thought this was unrequited love, and you've been struck by this longing for them, this missing of them. But what we have here is transformation. Okay, so some sort of relationship in your life, or the way that you approach relationships, the way that you approach the connection between your head and your heart is transforming for the better. You know, the lovers here stand between two not two pillars, but four pillars. The four pillars of a foundation, of a security, of a love that is transformative and secure, or a situation that is transformative and secure. This could be acquiring a new home, one that you've been waiting for, one that you've been longing for. There's a strong energy of longing here. For some of you, I feel like you were aware of this longing, like you've been aware of it for quite some time, and you've almost been in the energy of seeking. So sometimes dropping into the space of lack, or dropping into the space of doubt. But it's coming, or it's here for you. Or for some of you, this is a reassurance that the situation that you are in is what you think it is. Has it turned you over? Has it subverted your ideas? And not in the sense of like, oh, this person is different from anyone I've ever dated, but almost like this person is everyone I've ever dated, except they are secure, except they show up. They are willing to offer me love. They're willing to offer me security and stability. Let's take a look at the oracle card. We have the card of water. It is safe for you to love. The main message here is that it is safe for you to love. It is safe for you to feel passionate. It is safe for you to believe in and long for and ask for security. And remember that when you pass through, so with the Four of Staves, I think of this as a portal. And when you pass through that portal, the rules on the other side are different. They've changed. The laws that govern this side of the portal are different from the laws that govern the other side. It's a irrevocable change. But what you do bring with you are your thoughts and your emotions, your head and your heart. And so it's for your head and your heart to accept that change, to accept that you are on the other side, or that you will be on the other side of things, and that what was true before is not necessarily true now. It is safe for you to flow. That as you receive, you give, and as you give, you receive. And I feel that you are more sensitive to the disruptions in this flow, so you're able to correct. You're able to perceive, again, like I said, before something majorly disrupts this flow. Okay, let's take a look at these cards. We have Teach. Inspire others and let nature be your greatest teacher. I feel like this is a call for you to be near water, to learn from water, and to somehow integrate the observation of water as a teacher, so that you can understand, it's like looking at the way the water flows and thinking of it in terms of your emotions. And that there is ebb and flow, and that there is, maybe there's an intense love in the beginning, and then it kind of recedes, but that it can come back again. And that an absence of a feeling does not mean that that feeling is gone forever. There's also something here with the this is, some people call it the 1111 card. So there's a mirroring energy that comes from the Four of Staves. So this can mean that you teach in how you behave and how you approach things. So as you are learning to navigate these waters, and as you're learning to see the red flags before you accept that ship on your shore. It's like your partner, the person that you're calling in, is going to reflect these things in yourself. So if you know that you are, if there's some aspect of your personality that's still healing, let's say, to recognize that there's still some part of their selves that is healing. Okay, rather than dropping into that, like, this is toxic or this is that, like, labeling. Just remember, take comfort from the fact that we are growing, and you'll notice that this person will reflect you in that way. You are not perfect. No one is perfect, but you are growing, and you have this change, and you have this shift. And we have the card Light. Look to the space between the trees for answers. That is a very interesting message. The space between the trees, that portal, that space between the head and the heart, the space between the shore and the water. That there's always a little bit, like, especially with a shore, that moves and it changes. So sometimes the water is hard to distinguish from the shore. But I see that stability coming in for you. I see this change. I see this shift. And your light is calling this in, through the dark storm. Not all of the ships that come in will have red flags. So that's what I have for you. I hope this was helpful. If you'd like to book a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. Take care.